Why is Gemini the most hated zodiac sign? The truth behind the controversy. Have you ever wondered why Gemini is often labeled as the most hated zodiac sign? Why does this sign spark such polarizing opinions wherever they go? Some people are drawn to their intelligence and adaptability, while others find their unpredictability, sharp sarcasm, and boundary-pushing humor exhausting. But does this truly make Gemini unlikable, or is it simply a case of misunderstanding? Today, we're diving deep into 21 reasons why Gemini is considered the most controversial sign. From their rapid mood shifts and unpredictable emotions to their playful teasing that sometimes crosses the line. We'll unveil it all. And make sure you stick around for reason number 2. It might just change your perspective on Gemini entirely. Before we begin, drop your birthday in the comments below and let's see how many Geminis are watching this video. If you enjoy deep and unexpected astrological insights, don't forget to subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life so you never miss a fascinating breakdown like this one. Now, let's explore why Gemini is both irresistibly charming and endlessly debated in the zodiac world. 1. The challenge of unpredictability, the uncontainable wind. Gemini never stays in one place for too long. Like a passing breeze, they're constantly shifting, jumping from one idea to the next, from one emotion to another. One day, they're affectionate and engaged, the next, they're distant and detached. This duality makes them mysteriously attractive, but also frustratingly unreliable. Those who crave stability often struggle to keep up with Gemini's ever-changing nature. Are they genuinely invested, or are they simply playing with your emotions? No one can ever say for sure. Governed by Mercury, the planet of communication and intellect, Geminis absorb new information at lightning speed. But when things come too fast, how much actually stays? People dislike Gemini because they seem to never settle, moving on so quickly that others often feel left behind. 2. Sharp words, the double-edged sword of intelligence. Gemini is blessed with the gift of words, but that very gift can be their greatest curse. They're witty, quick-thinking, and adaptable, but their words can cut like an invisible blade, leaving wounds they don't always realize or care about. They thrive on humor, but Gemini's humor often leans toward sarcasm. They can make an entire room burst into laughter, yet in the same breath, they might unintentionally humiliate someone. Not everyone appreciates their brutal honesty or their biting jokes. Gemini has a habit of making light of things others take seriously. And when their words become a source of pain, they either don't notice, or worse, they don't care. Their intelligence is awe-inspiring, but it can also create distance. No one enjoys feeling like they're the butt of a joke or the subject of Gemini's razor-sharp observations. So, it's no surprise that many find their communication style both captivating and infuriating. 3. Their lightning-fast thinking leaves others behind. Geminis don't just think fast, they live fast, move fast, and adapt even faster. They're always ahead of trends, bursting with new ideas, and constantly seeking novelty. But this incredible speed often makes them emotionally and mentally distant from those who struggle to keep up. For many, being around a Gemini feels like chasing a powerful gust of wind. One moment, they're engaged in a deep conversation with you, the next, they're distracted by something more exciting and gone without a second thought. This behavior can leave people feeling abandoned or unimportant. It's not that Gemini means to be dismissive, but they are easily bored and crave constant stimulation. They find slow-moving people, repetitive routines, or drawn-out conversations frustrating, making them appear impatient and uninterested. 4. Emotional detachment, the unreachable soul. Geminis are captivating storytellers, exciting friends, and dynamic partners, but when it comes to deep emotional bonds, they are a puzzle that no one can solve. They can be affectionate and present one moment, yet distant and emotionally unavailable the next. They don't like to be trapped in any emotional state for too long, which can make them seem inconsistent or even untrustworthy in relationships. For those who crave emotional stability, being with a Gemini can feel unsettling. One day, they're romantic and passionate. The next, they're cold and indifferent. This unpredictability makes people question. Do they truly care, or are they just enjoying the thrill of something new? This lack of emotional clarity is one of the reasons why Geminis are often disliked in romantic relationships. 5. Their charisma often leads to misunderstandings. There's no denying that Geminis are incredibly charming. They're smart, funny, energetic, and know how to make others feel special. But this charm can be misleading. They love meeting new people, engaging in deep conversations, and building connections, but these interactions aren't always as meaningful to them as they seem to others. Many mistake Gemini's interest in socializing for personal affection, only to later realize that Gemini wasn't as emotionally invested as they thought. This often results in disappointment. People feel led on, misled, or even betrayed when they realize that for Gemini, it was all just lighthearted fun. This is why Geminis are often accused of being players or emotionally unavailable partners. 6. The infamous two-faced reputation, an enigma that can't be solved. Represented by the twins, Gemini is known for embodying two seemingly opposite personalities. They can be open yet secretive, friendly yet distant, serious yet playful, all at the same time. This duality makes them one of the most complex and misunderstood signs of the zodiac. People tend to fear what they can't understand. And Gemini is an unsolvable mystery. One minute, they seem deeply invested in a conversation, and the next, they act as if it never happened. This constant shifting in energy and priorities can make others feel confused, frustrated, and even betrayed. Geminis don't intend to be deceptive, it's simply their nature. They exist in two realities at once, constantly shifting between different perspectives and emotional states. However, this fluidity is often mistaken for dishonesty or a lack of sincerity, leading many to distrust them. 7. Impatience, they won't wait for anyone. Life moves fast for Gemini, and they expect the same from others. They hate waiting, dislike delays, and get bored easily. This impatience is a double-edged sword. While it makes them incredibly efficient and innovative, it also makes them frustrating to work with or date. If you try to hold Gemini's attention with long-winded conversations or slow-moving plans, you'll quickly notice them zoning out, losing interest, or abruptly changing the topic. This behavior makes people feel ignored or undervalued. In relationships, their need for speed can put pressure on their partner. Keeping up with a Gemini is exhausting, and if someone can't match their pace, Gemini won't slow down, they'll just move on without looking back. 8. Unstable emotions, a roller coaster you can't predict. Gemini's emotions change as quickly as the wind. One moment, they're full of excitement and joy, the next, they're cold and indifferent. This emotional inconsistency makes it hard for people to trust them or rely on their moods. This isn't just about personal interactions, it affects every aspect of their life. They may enthusiastically plan something big in the morning, only to lose all interest by the evening. Their inability to stay emotionally consistent makes them seem unreliable to many. In relationships, this unpredictability hurts their partners. One day, they're affectionate and devoted. The next, they're emotionally distant and withdrawn. For those who seek stability, being with a Gemini feels like being on a boat in the middle of a storm, never knowing when the next wave will hit. 9. Their need for freedom, no one can tie them down. Geminis are born free spirits. They hate feeling trapped, whether in relationships, careers, or any aspect of life. They crave new experiences, new people, and constant challenges to keep them engaged. This makes them exciting and inspiring, but it also makes them unpredictable and unreliable in the eyes of others. If anyone tries to control them or set restrictions, Gemini will resist fiercely or leave without hesitation. Their thirst for freedom means they have no problem walking away from relationships, jobs, or commitments that feel stale. They may start off enthusiastic and passionate, but once the excitement fades, so does their interest. Those who seek stability often find Gemini's inconsistency frustrating, leading to misunderstandings and distance. 10. They talk more than they deliver. Gemini is known for their exceptional communication skills. They can talk endlessly about their passions, persuade with sharp arguments, and generate brilliant ideas on the spot. But their biggest flaw? They don't always follow through. They make grand plans, but rarely see them to completion. Their ever-changing thoughts and interests cause them to lose motivation quickly, making them appear all talk, no action. In professional and personal settings, Geminis can be visionary leaders, but they need someone grounded to turn their ideas into reality. Without this, they remain stuck in a whirlwind of thoughts that never materialize. This is why many people feel disappointed or struggle to trust Gemini's words. 11. Their need for recognition can come off as arrogance. Geminis love to share what they know, what they've done, and what they think. While this is a reflection of their curiosity and intellect, it can sometimes rub people the wrong way. They often talk about their successes without realizing it may come across as showing off. They also dominate conversations, not out of arrogance, but because they love exchanging ideas. However, this can make others feel like Gemini is trying to prove they're smarter than everyone else. Another trait? They need to be right. They will argue endlessly to prove a point, making discussions exhausting for those who just want a casual chat. This intensity can make people resent them or feel overwhelmed in conversations. 12. They struggle to keep secrets, not always trustworthy. Gemini loves information and storytelling, but sometimes they don't know when to stop talking. They don't betray trust intentionally, but their excitement to share stories can make them accidentally spill secrets. If you confide in a Gemini, be careful. They may not realize the weight of what they're sharing, treating it as an interesting piece of information rather than a personal matter. Because of this, people often feel like they can't fully trust Gemini. Not because they are malicious, but because their love for talking overrides their discretion. 13. Their humor can go too far, hurting people without realizing it. Geminis are naturally witty and love playful banter, but their humor can sometimes turn into sharp sarcasm. They enjoy intellectual sparring, but not everyone finds their jokes funny. They may tease, mock, or joke at someone's expense, unaware that they've crossed a line. While Gemini may laugh it off, others may feel offended or hurt. This can lead to tension in friendships, with Gemini wondering why people suddenly become distant. 14. Easily distracted, can't stick to one thing for long. Geminis are quick learners, but their attention span is short. They jump from one interest to another, rarely staying committed to one thing for long. They start projects with enthusiasm, but before they finish, they've already moved on to something else. Their mind constantly craves new stimulation, making long-term commitments difficult. In relationships, this can make partners feel like Gemini isn't fully invested. In work, it can make them seem unfocused or unreliable. People want stability, but Gemini thrives on change. 15. Hates being controlled, rebels against authority. Geminis hate rigid rules, restrictions, and expectations. If someone tries to control them, they will resist, push back, or walk away entirely. They value personal freedom above all else. In relationships, if a partner demands too much commitment too soon, Gemini will pull away. In careers, if a boss is too strict, Gemini may quit abruptly. This rebellious streak makes them creative and independent, but also difficult to manage. They aren't reckless, but they refuse to conform to expectations that feel limiting. This makes them seem unpredictable, hard to handle, or even selfish, but in reality, they are just protecting their sense of autonomy. 16. Emotionally distant, no one really knows what they're thinking. Gemini talks a lot, but doesn't always express their true emotions. They wear a social mask, keeping their deepest thoughts and feelings hidden. even in close relationships, they can laugh, engage, and entertain, but still keep a part of themselves private. This makes them hard to read and difficult to connect with on a deeper level. Partners and friends may feel like they're getting close, only to realize that Gemini is still emotionally distant. This can leave loved ones feeling unimportant or unsure about Gemini's true intentions. 17. They love to argue, always need to prove they're right. Gemini's sharp intellect and strong communication skills make them natural debaters. They thrive in discussions and often enjoy challenging opinions, even when it's unnecessary. A simple conversation can quickly turn into a heated debate because Gemini can't resist dissecting every detail. While they see it as an intellectual challenge, others find it exhausting and frustrating. It's not that Gemini wants to provoke fights, they just love testing others' intelligence and seeing different perspectives. However, not everyone enjoys these mental sparring matches, which can make Gemini's communication style feel confrontational or even arrogant. 18. They get bored easily, constantly seeking new stimulation. Gemini hates routine and monotony. They need constant mental and emotional excitement to stay engaged, which makes them quick to lose interest in people, jobs, and hobbies. If something no longer challenges or excites them, they'll instinctively move on to something new. This lack of consistency makes them seem unreliable, impatient, or even flaky. Small blue diamond in careers? They may switch jobs frequently because they despise feeling stuck in one place. Small blue diamond in relationships? They may chase new romantic interests simply because the thrill of something new excites them. People who value stability and long-term commitment often struggle with Gemini's ever-changing nature, leading to misunderstandings and resentment. 19. They have no patience, can't stand slow people. Gemini thinks, talks, and acts fast, and they expect others to keep up. If someone is too slow to understand them, process ideas, or take action, Gemini quickly loses patience. They get frustrated when conversations drag on or when tasks take longer than necessary. This makes them appear impatient, dismissive, or even rude. Small blue diamond at work? They rush through tasks and overlook small details in favor of speed. Small blue diamond in conversations? If someone can't keep up, they interrupt, change topics, or tune out completely. While this high-energy nature can be exciting, it also makes Gemini seem insensitive to those who need more time to process things. 20. The dual personality, impossible to predict. Gemini is the sign of the twins, meaning they embody two opposite personalities at once. They can be warm and affectionate one day, cold and distant the next. Small blue diamond one side of Gemini? Outgoing, funny, and engaging. Small blue diamond the other side? Detached, aloof, and emotionally unavailable. This constant fluctuation confuses people. Those who feel close to Gemini one day may find themselves ignored the next, leading to feelings of betrayal or distrust. Because of this, Gemini often gets labeled as fake or two-faced, when in reality, they are just navigating their dual nature. 21. Their words cut deep, too blunt for sensitive people. Gemini excels in communication, but they don't always filter their words. They can be brutally honest, delivering harsh truths with sharp wit and sarcasm. While some appreciate their straightforward nature, others find it cold and insensitive. Gemini often doesn't realize when their humor crosses the line, unintentionally hurting people with their remarks. Small blue diamond, they love sarcasm and playful insults, but not everyone enjoys being the target. Small blue diamond, they don't sugarcoat things, which can come across as harsh or tactless. Because of this, many people feel hurt or put off by Gemini's words, even when Gemini didn't intend to be mean. So, is Gemini truly the most hated zodiac sign? Gemini is brilliant, charming, and endlessly fascinating, but they are also hard to understand, difficult to keep up with, and emotionally unpredictable. Small blue diamond, they aren't evil or manipulative, they're just wired differently. Small blue diamond, they don't mean to hurt others, but their restless nature, impatience, and blunt honesty often cause unintended consequences. The truth? Gemini isn't for everyone. They are too fast, too sharp, and too unpredictable for people who crave stability and emotional consistency. Backhand index pointing right, so what do you think? Small blue diamond, have you ever been frustrated by a Gemini? Small blue diamond, or do you see them as misunderstood free spirits? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you love deep astrological insights, don't forget to subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more thought-provoking zodiac content.